What's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video. Finally got a little bit of progress on the door lock setup here on my 71 Chevelle resto mod build here. And man, it was difficult. It was really difficult. My son and I sat out here all night last night trying to figure out what we can do, what's the easiest option versus the more difficult option, and what's necessary, what's not necessary. And I came to the conclusion that as long as I can get these things to function correctly, the easiest way for me to put this together is what I would choose to do. Number one, none of this stuff you're gonna see. All you're gonna do is see the operation of it. So when you hit your power locks, you just see the doors open and close, the locks lock and unlock. That's it. So all the other stuff, I just thought to myself, though I've been trying to do a lot of this build as much as I can the way it should be done, but unfortunately some things have prevented me from doing that. Number one, like being my wiring for my dash. I had all that wired up, loomed real nice, but as I began to add more things, I had two choices. I can either pull this dash completely back out again, drop the steering column, and unwind all that stuff, and just to do one small little addition, and I wasn't gonna do that. So of course, you know, I just had to go, and I could see the wires right there in the dash. So I just found the wire, spliced into it, and added a wire if I needed a wire, instead of ripping the loom up. And I couldn't rewrap it in the loom because now the dash is in. So those kind of things there. But anyway, I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking on this video here. I just want to really quick show you what I ended up having to do. Let me see. Turn this camera around. So let me put some light on this thing here. I got my headlamp light on too, so hopefully you guys can see. You got some light and you can actually see. So this is the system, my alarm system, and this is just really just a little cheapo alarm. Easy guard alarm. I actually put this on my 67 Impala, and I love it, man. It works great. I have no problems with it. It has some kind of weird stuff, but I think it's just natural stuff for alarm systems, but that I didn't care for. So I had to reset those things and change them out. But what I did do is I got it all wired up, and hopefully it should be working like it's supposed to work. But the problem that we had was I got these buttons here on my dash. These are the buttons for my driver's side up, down, passenger side up and down lock, just like I have back over here. Up and down driver's side window, up and down driver's side passenger window, and of course these right here for the rear power windows in the back. The problem that I had is because these buttons are wired up individually and are not connected, when I went to wire the system up here, or my son, he actually came and did a lot of troubleshooting. I love that boy. He's got a wealth of knowledge on dealing with cars, all the way from engine, transmission, interior, electrical. He's just off the chart with that. He knows a lot of stuff. He figuring stuff out, working around, all that good stuff there. I mean, he came and he used all he used was just a couple little prongs to clip a couple of wires and a test light, and that's how he figured out what the issue was and what I needed to do. So big props to my boy. So what he figured out was my system with those power buttons are a positive system, and my alarm system is a negative. So while I was trying to connect my alarm up to my wires for my buttons, it kept popping a fuse. And apparently, like I said, what he figured out was it's popping a fuse because it's negative to positive, and it's not gonna work. Now, he said that it's possible that we could go back, take those push button plugs behind there. I got relays hooked to all of them. He said it's possible we can go back, take those out, figure out how we can wire it up by changing the relay settings and this and that, but that would take a while to just figure it out. And right now it's working flawless. I don't have any issues with my power buttons locking and unlocking the door, which means I would have been pretty much starting all over again. Or he said the other thing you can do, which would still work, is, as you can see over here, I'm just going to show you. As you can see over here, I have my accumulator right here for my power locks, but I also got another one that's behind the door down here. That's why you can see that one here is connected to this line, and this one here is connected to this line. So basically what we came up with was one set of accumulators on each side, left and right side, passenger and driver side, will operate the remote control alarm buttons, and the other one will be operated by the push buttons. So now when I go to lock the door, this one here with the remote control will lock and unlock the doors, but it will also actuate this accumulator here, which in essence is still locking the doors. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's basically what we came up with, and it's working. It's working. I'm liking it. It was a lot easy. All I had to do is just put 2 accumulators on my doors. The only difference is, which is I don't really mind that, is if you're in the car and say you're in the passenger seat and you want to get out, well, I guess that's a good thing, is because those buttons are not connected. When you unlock the door, you're just unlocking your door. If I I guess if I'm in the car and the passenger want to get out, I can unlock that door for them by just pushing their buttons. But that's pretty much where I'm at with it. And again, these are classic cars. The only people that are going to be really driving in these cars are going to be me and my wife. All my kids. I got 3 boys. My youngest son is 30, and my oldest son is 39. I got a middle son who's 37, I think, or 36 years old. So I got 3 boys. They're all grown. They might get in here, but they don't care as long as they can get out. But just me and my wife would be more likely the only one riding in this thing. And all she cares, she don't care about door locks. She just want to make sure it got seatbelts. So I got that covered. But so yeah, man, that's what we came up with. Everything seems to be working. I can lock the door with the remote control. I could unlock it. I can lock the door with the push buttons and unlock it with the push buttons. So the power door locks are functioning how they should, which I'm glad. Oh, the other thing I did was I went on ahead and hooked up the remote start on this thing. So now I can start the car remotely. And it was fairly simple with that EasyGuard alarm. They provide a brown wire, which is on 1, which is an ignition wire that goes straight to the ignition of the car, and then there's a yellow wire that actually goes to their starter solenoid, and then there's a gray wire that actually goes to a not water pump, but your fuel pump. That connects to your fuel pump, and that detection wire, that gray detection wire, lets the computer know that the car is actually running. Because the way the fuel pump works is that when it cuts on for those few seconds, it primes the car, and then you start the car, the fuel pump then goes off. yeah, that's pretty much how that works. So maybe later today I'll do another video. I'll take it outside, and because I'm in the garage now, I'll take it outside and I'll start it up and go through the the lock and unlock and all that good stuff. But for right now, man, I got a mess in here. I need to get this thing cleaned up. But yep, anyway, that's it for the power door locks. Again, they're all functioning. Everything's looking good. The next thing I'm going to be doing on here is I'm going to be putting my power windows. I got to buy the new regulators, or I think that's what they're called. I'm not sure, the regulators for the power windows. So I'm going to be taking mine out of the door and then putting the new ones in on both front and back. The front door windows, as well as the quarter back windows, will also be power windows. Of course, I got the buttons there for it, so I might as well go ahead and add that. But yep, anyway, all right, YouTube, I'm gonna get off of this camera here, and I'll catch you back on the next one. Peace.